Hey everyone, I'm Marsha. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I wanted to share with you how to cook juicy and tender sauteed chicken breasts. Now you guys really seem to love when I share simple how-to videos such as how to boil the perfect chicken breast and how to bake chicken breasts inside of your oven. So I figured I would share one more method with you guys, and this is how to cook sauteed chicken breasts in a skillet on top of your stove. Now there are just a few key steps and tips that I want to share with you guys in this video so that you end up with juicy and tender chicken breast that's not overcooked and it's not undercooked, it's just right. And the most important tip is at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss it. But before we get started, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss when I upload a new video. And without further ado, let's jump into this video. All right, so we're starting off with our chicken breasts. And so I have two boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And I actually spent a little bit of extra money to get the organic chicken this time. And so I have one that's really thick, and then I have one that's on the thinner side, so it's not as thick. And usually if you buy organic chicken, it usually won't be super huge and super plump, which is probably a good thing. But if you don't, most of them will be on the thicker side. So I'm gonna show you how to prep both sizes just so you know. So starting with the thinner chicken, the small chicken, I'm just gonna go ahead and trim some of the excess fat, which is an extra step. You really don't have to because chicken breasts don't have that much fat, but I like to just trim any extra that I see. And then I'm gonna go ahead and prep the thick chicken, so the bigger chicken. And what I'm gonna do is just cut this chicken breast in half. So you guys have seen me do this before on several other videos, and that's because most of my chicken is usually really big like this. And if your chicken breast is too thick, then it won't cook evenly in the skillet, especially if you're doing it on top of the stove. So I want to just go ahead and cut the breast in half lengthwise and just kind of find a middle point and just be careful and just cut that chicken breast in half. Once I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and place it back side by side. And then for the thinner chicken breast, I really don't have to do anything because it's already on the thin side. So I'm just gonna leave it just like this. Now it's time to kind of pound that chicken out, because even though I cut it in half, there are some sides that are a little bit thicker, or some ends. The top end of that chicken breast is a little bit thicker than the bottom end, and I want to still even that out. So I have my meat pounder here. This is actually a newer one that I just purchased, and I already love it. It's a little bit smaller than the old traditional ones. And so it's smaller, it's lightweight, and it fits really good in my hand. So if you don't have a meat pounder, as you can see, I used to just use a rolling pin. That works just as good. Either one is fine, but you just want to pound the top half of that meat, whichever the thicker side is. Pound that out so it's even with the entire chicken breast. And then moving on to the smaller chicken breast that I didn't cut in half, I am pounding out pretty much that whole chicken breast because it's kind of thick all the way around. So I just want to pound that out too. You want to pound your chicken breast out to make it even and flat, because that will help it cook better in the skillet. So don't skip this step. Now that I've pounded out my chicken breast, I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to a bowl. And then we're gonna move on to step 2. Step 2 is just to add some extra virgin olive oil, and then we're gonna season the breast. So the extra virgin olive oil is gonna help that season stick. And then this is my favorite seasoning mix, you guys. So it's salt, pepper, a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, Italian season, and paprika. And so I'm just gonna mix this all together really well. I like doing it ahead of time in a small bowl. It's just easier to prep it ahead of time this way. And then I'm just sprinkling that on all of the chicken breasts. This particular measurement for the seasoning is enough for about 4 chicken breasts, but since I only have 2, I'm not gonna use all of it. And then I'm just mixing that into the chicken breast really well. So this is a very important step, you guys. You wanna get your hands dirty and rub that seasoning into the chicken breast. We're not just sprinkling a little bit of salt and sprinkling a little bit of pepper. This is different. We're actually rubbing that seasoning in so it gets on every piece of that chicken breast. That's how you're gonna get a ton of flavor. Trust me on this. So once you're done, your chicken breast will look a little something like this. You just go ahead, wash your hands, and then move on to the next step. All right, step 3 is to cook that chicken breast. I have a large 12-inch skillet that I am adding 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Once I see that shimmer, I know my skillet is heated up and it's time to add my chicken breast. So I'm just gonna lay each chicken breast in, or chicken cutlet for the one that I cut in half. And a 12-inch skillet will fit about 4 breasts. So I only have 3 here, but this skillet would have easily fit another one. And then I added just a little bit of extra oil because I could tell my skillet needed it. But we're gonna cook this chicken breast for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. And this is just a quick shot to show you what my stove temperature is at. It's at medium heat. You really don't want to go above medium heat because your chicken breast may cook too fast. It'll burn on the outside before it's fully cooked on the inside. So medium heat is where you want it at. Now it's time to just flip these over. And one tip, you guys, if you're using the same tongs that you use to put the chicken in, make sure you wash those in between times so you don't have kind of like that raw chicken on those tongs and then you're flipping over cooked chicken. So you don't want to cross-contaminate. And towards the end, when it's almost done, I'm just gonna add a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon of butter. Number one, just to kind of give my skillet some more fat, but also to give my chicken some more flavor from that butter. So I love doing this step at the end. And now you guys, it's time to check the chicken to make sure it's done. This is step 4. You want to invest in a digital meat thermometer. These are very inexpensive. I'll link the one that I have down below, but you want to check your chicken at the thickest part of that breast, and you want it to be at 165 degrees. Sometimes mine gets up to like 170, 175, but 165 is where it needs to be at to tell you that that chicken is fully cooked. Once it is done, you can go ahead and take it out of the skillet. And then this is step 5. The most important step, you guys, is to let that chicken breast rest. Do not cut into it right away after you take it out of the skillet because it needs to kind of rest so it can redistribute those juices and you won't lose all of that on the cutting board. So very important step, let that chicken breast rest. And that's it, you guys. Super easy to cook the perfect chicken breast on top of the stove. Just a few steps, but as soon as you perfect those steps, you'll end up with very tender, juicy chicken breast. I hope you enjoy. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful for you on how to cook sauteed chicken breast. If it was, then please leave me a big thumbs up down below. I really appreciate it. And make sure you try this method out. Come back, let me know in the comments how you liked it and how it turned out for you. As always, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well so you never miss when I upload a new video. All right, friends, until the next one, I'll see you later.